Hey everyone, this is DayTraderRockStar, and just a little video, just a review going into, or actually a preview of going into this week. And you know, we just sent down the 10 for 1,000 watch list, which goes out each week of 10 setups set up great. Out of that watch list is usually a couple best bets, so I want to go over those best bets with you. So many other good stocks on the list. It was really hard to come up with a couple of good best bets, which we like to call the kick-ass trades of the week. Deutsche Bank, we'll start off with Deutsche Bank. Deutsche Bank, haven't looked at it in the last couple of weeks. You know, traded it recently off of this downward channel, this kind of inverted head and shoulders pattern, slanted inverted head and shoulders, and then we popped up, and now it's really an established channel, but flagged out. Really a nice flag. It's still on the base. It's put in a nice base, nice pullback off of recent highs. Now, what looks really good about this, he came back, he retested the lows, stochastics have pulled back. I really do like the banks at this point. You know, there's some news out on the, potential news out on Goldman Sachs could weigh on the banking sector. But other than that, this is usually a very good pattern. The trade, there's a downward trend line, there's a downward channel. This channel is going to break to the upside. So we took a couple different levels to look at here. You know, I definitely like it in this level between 67 and 69, looking for a move back up and eventually taking on that 65 level. So you're looking at a good risk reward down here. And again, on the video, I go into more detail exactly how we enter in on that and how we scale in on that. So that's one of the best bets of the week. And then U.S. Steel. Again, we gotta always remember to concentrate. Let me actually go back on that one for 1 second, because I don't. Nope, forget about it. It's on the other video. We'll leave that information. U.S. Steel. X. This is another classic example of finding a stock that starts to pattern out, which we call, you can see the channel here. You have a lower channel line, you have an upward channel line. Stochastic pullback, we have a nice pullback off the channel. So again, downward channel. We are seeing some bullishness because it's on the 200 period moving average. I don't expect this one to drop down to the lower trend line here. Alright, so what do we do at this point? We always go back to our 60-minute chart. We see the stochastics on the daily are still set up really good. Now on the 60-minute chart, this is really, really good because we're looking at a beautiful channel that's set up. And how do I come about that channel? Is I use the 1, 2, 3 method. You know, I actually have 3 pivot areas on the chart. One, we'll call this one 2. We'll call this one 3. And there's a video. I do a video out on that, so just look for that video on 1, 2, 3 method on School of Stock. But from those 2 points, I could draw that one trend line up, and then from this point down here, I draw a parallel line. It kind of gauges where I want to look for a pullback to come into. That's why we started picking up U.S. Steel right in this level. The combination of the 60-minute chart looking really good too. Now, one thing I was pointing out on the main 10 for 1,000 watch the video, what happens if this candlestick here, it seems like it's kind of a rogue candlestick. It popped up, it reversed, came right back down to the trend line. So lots of times we talk about the closing prices being the trend line. So where we want to draw that trend line is at the closing prices. In this case, the closing price here, closing on the low of the day, would be right here. And that would represent a trend line basically like this. So if that came into play, then we have the possibility of putting that channel in at this point. So this is something that you have to, then we're looking at a potential level down here that looks fantastic. So that's why I like it here. I like it better here. Anywhere in this range is good because we're talking, that's your pullback into the overall daily chart, and the move up out of that should be really good. So we're right in the ballpark. Oh, we already got the oversold stochastic, so we could even actually start to see this move up, or we see a move back down to that 51.20 level, 51 level, which I have buy triggers on from 51 to 52 because it's only $1 range, and you're looking at $1 range to the downside, but you're looking at a positive move up to the upside, a few dollars. And again, you can see down the daily chart, you're probably going to get a breakout and move up. Who knows where? Well, we'll figure that out when that time comes. But you got to buy into that weakness. So U.S. Steel and Deutsche Bank, very nice setups. Last week we just basically killed the market because we had really good discipline. We had great research. We had the Axel Beautiful channel line, lower trend line. You know, all these stocks that go on the watch list each week. You can see there how each time we pull back to that lower trend line, you should be taking that position, or at least knowing that position's there. And that's why you need a good focus list and a good a watch list each week that you could kind of rotate and say, all right, this one's setting up. So over the weeks, as you see my 10 for 1,000 watch list go out, that is basically my research on my huge focus list, which breaks down over 500 stocks into about 10 good ones, good setups a week. And from last week, we'll just go over them and show you just a review for the education. SWKS. You can easily see what brought us to this stock. Beautiful pullback, multiple indicator setup, lower trend line, channel, 200 period moving average, oversold stochastics, bounce back up, take profits, goodbye. On semiconductor, coil stochastics, nice inverted head and shoulders pattern. Off the 200 period moving average. Just a combination of the indicators. We have 5 specific indicators, and when they line up, you got to take the trade. So again, nice pop out. This still looks good going into this week. APH. Beautiful downward channel, 200 period moving average, support, oversold stochastics, kind of a wedge pattern, APH. Boom, out of it, took profits. And we could go on and on these staples, SPLS, Discovery, even as far as the new ones this week, even the Google setting up. But here it's Staples still setting up and continuing to push up here. But you get the idea of what I look like. Not what I look like, but what I look for each and every day. I think the characteristics of really doing well in trading is waiting for these levels to show up. When they do show up, have a methodology to get yourself in without taking too much risk. I find that most of the people that I come in contact with, are very nervous about the markets, and that tends to shake them out of their positions faster than they give their positions time to adjust to a move. Google, a good example for this week. It's a big stock, but you gotta love the area because it's so technically sound down here. Well, there's a nice underlying trend line, but you can see back here when we came down and we kind of chopped around here for 4 to 5 days. A stock could chop around at a certain level, and when you're watching that level, you get frustrated, you get nervous. You got to believe in this. You got to believe in this whole area down here. Other than news coming out and affecting it, which might affect the world markets, these levels become very important. Oversold stochastics, underlying trend line, downward channel line, recognizable pattern, everything. That's a multiple indicator setup. Everything's set up perfectly on that. So that's an example, and some other ones out there that go on and on. So just a little update. I broadcast each and every day on DayTraderRadio.com, DayTraderRadio.com. We start the show off around 8:30 in the morning. We go all the way until the end of the close, and longer. We have overnight shows and everything. So hope to see you online there, and I'll see you in the markets.